Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you're all well and happy. Um, I am. Today, I'm just going to just give me a second to set up the queue in Nightbot. And there we go. Hi, Rishi. Hi, Diane. And Harley's here. Imelda's here. It's really nice to see you guys. I'm really happy and a light worker. And I know I'm missing some of you. Hold on for a second here while I scroll back up. Imelda, Addie, hi. I think Harley was the first in. Yes, she was. I managed to get Wanda organized before the show started. Imelda, thank you. This is the first time in my life that I've had long hair. My mother always kept it short. I always kept it short. And then during the pandemic, well, I grew it. And so it's taken some getting used to, I'll say, because I didn't know how to look after it. And I'm just used to not having hair in my face. So I'm keeping it up now because I'm tired of eating it. And it turns out I shed like a husky. So there's long white hairs all over the place. And yeah. Jackie, hi. Oh, it's nice to see you here. Okay. I'm going to set the limit today to 10 questions. Hi, Lisa. Thank you. Because, sorry, I was saying something and I don't remember what it is anymore. I'm just only half here. I spent quite a bit of time in meditation before I started, and that's a double-edged sword. Thank God for Nightbot, because I wouldn't be able to focus at all. I guess I'll start with the prayer of protection for all of us, and then I'll read the key. And yeah, there's a 100 character limit, which I tried to hack that to be like 200. I can't. I don't know where that. I've looked for that setting in Nightbot, but I don't think it's a Nightbot setting. I think that it's either StreamYard or YouTube. The message is coming from Nightbot, though, which is kind of what makes me wonder why I can't find it in Nightbot. But anyway, there is a character limit of 100 characters. So oh, look, no, that's not an orb. It's a feather bit, because I have some flight attendants. Sorry. Thank you. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic Records masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lisa, sorry, I don't want to interrupt the key, but Lisa, you need to follow the instructions on the banner. So you type !join and then your question. I'm going to have to do a tarot stash and get little index cards with the instructions on them and print them on. Annie Bear, hi. Okay, now we're going to go on to the key. I can't let myself get too distracted. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, we open ourselves to our truth, and with this light, we open ourselves to our soul's purpose, and with this light, we open ourselves to be guided towards our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And so, the group of all the people here, all the people who will join us later, and those who will watch in the future, are given the truth to best serve them on their healing journey into the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for them in this moment. And now I'm going to read silently. And with this light and guidance, we unlock the energy field of this group to receive the record of their soul. Yay. At the end, we'll have a healing and a clearing, as we always do. Oh, there you go. Lisa, you're wonderful. Hey, Annie Bear, I'm glad you're here. And investment banking. Oh, Rishi. That's a question. Okay, so let's get started. I sat on my glasses. If they look a little crooked, it's because I sat on them. But they were like $1.75 at the dollar store. So I'm just going to go and get, just going to go get another pair. Is investment banking not meant for me? I've been trying my hardest to get a job in it. Rishi, you may not let's see. The very first thing I hear is you're not enough of a wolf or a shark, something big and bitey. I'm sorry. I mean, if that's a disappointment to you, I think it's a compliment myself, but that's my look on things. That's my outlook and not yours. So I get that may be a disappointment for you, but that's the first thing I hear is you're not enough of a big bitey thing. Teaching people, financial advisor. Do you have like financial advisors where you are? I think you're in India, aren't you? Because investment banker is investment banker is not something that you'd be happy at, but teaching people and helping them to manage their finances is something that you would be happy at. But it's your choice. You have free will at all times. You have free will. If you want to keep pursuing investment banking, eventually you will get a job. And you I mean, if you did, hold on a second here. This is all happening too fast. I can see you getting a job in investment banking in the future if you continue to pursue it, and I can see that that job would cause you a lot of stress and uh, um, although you'll be really happy with the rewards, like the money you make, uh, you're going to pay a person. There'll be a personal price to pay for it in your physical health and in your mental health. The stress will be great. So that's what I have for you today. If you could pursue something in a related field that involves, I'm hearing teaching, I'm hearing assistance, I'm hearing support for people. Yeah. Does that resonate at all with you, Rishi? I mean, am I like totally off? Because this is completely out of my, well, it doesn't have to be in my wheelhouse. I mean, I'm just relaying the messages from the masters for you. Is that at all helpful? Hey, Carl. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Leah. I'm happy to see you all here. Carl had some great news today. So, Rishi, if you're still here, as a tutor, I wasn't thinking so much as a tutor. I wasn't thinking so much of it as a tutor, as a financial advisor, like setting yourself up in business as a financial advisor. So that people come to you and say, I have $10,000 in savings. Please, can you show me how to make it bigger? And then, I mean, you probably have to have licenses, like, I don't know, here in Canada, you'd have to have a mutual funds license and maybe an insurance license. I don't know. At least in my province, and or a stockbroker's license. So you might have to do some additional studying and take exams and stuff. I don't know what the rules are where you live, but I'm seeing that you help people take their little bit of money, because like investment bankers work with, I have $500,000. Whatever shall I do? Taking middle and small amounts of money and helping people grow them bigger for their own dreams, but yeah, you probably would be a good teacher. Carl, since I heard about your cat this morning, Carl's cat Orange is pregnant, and she ran off because he was moving, and she got scared, and so off she ran because cat, Orange cat, one brain cell, and it wasn't her turn. And so I just want you to know, Carl, that me for sure, and I'm pretty sure Viviani too, we've been communicating with Orange and telling her to go home and stick around and let you come and get her, that you're on your way to get her, okay, that you'll be there, that she doesn't need to worry, okay? So you don't have to ask. We were just doing that, okay? I mean, I was just doing that, and I'm pretty sure Viviani was too. No, you haven't lost her. Orange will come back. You haven't lost her. She's just terrified. And yeah. Okay. CJ is here with a question. And Rishi, I get that you wanted a career in banking, but if you could combine banking and teaching, or like investment and teaching, that would be that would make you you would feel better. You would feel better, okay? You would be happier and less stressful. Yeah, Carl, go to sleep. You don't have to stay up. She's not far away, I mean, she's not far away at all. She's just scared to come out. Of course, anything for an orange cat, Carl. Yeah, that's right. Harley. Except Harley's question appears to be blank. Harley. Can you please type, Harley, can you type join and then your question after that? Because no. Oh, you're all very welcome. Because I have you next in the queue, except bye, Carl. Sleep well. Try to relax. Orange is fine. Oh, you're welcome, Rishi. So, Harley, if you can type join and your question again, it'll update, and then I'll be able to post it. So, okay, so what am I doing now? Okay. Everybody's wishing Carl the best. You guys are so nice. Okay, so I can't go on to the next person until Harley puts in her updates her question. So if you type !join and then your question, Harley, it'll update and you'll still be in the same place in the queue. It'll just update that in the queue so that when I type next again, that'll be your question that comes up. You're not going to lose your place in the queue. Yeah, that's right. Wanda knows that because she hears me say it all the time. What happened to the almond I gave you? Did you chuck it? No? You're just not hungry, are you? It's fly time. So Harley, okay, just wait. Harley says she did. You have to type. Oh, here we go. Oh no, there's Liz. Hi, Liz. You have to type !join, Harley, and then your question, and it'll update your place in the queue. Because now I have a light worker. And sorry, Harley. I will answer your question though. Don't worry. A light worker wants to know, what can you tell me more about my soul purpose? Okay. In general terms, I think you guys have heard me say this before. In general terms, our purpose, all of us have the sole purpose of loving. All of us have the purpose of loving and embodying love in this world. Oh, Harley, you know what? I'm so sorry. Nightbot can be really stupid sometimes. Don't worry about it. I've starred your question and you'll be next, okay? So don't worry about Nightbot's error message. I guess that must have been what happened last time. I've got it starred and you'll be next. I'm having such a hard time focusing today. Squirrel. Budgie. So aside from the general or universal, I should say, not general, it's very specific purpose, but it's universal and it's to love each other. We kind of have missions to accomplish as individuals. Sometimes it's inspiring others. Sometimes it's service. Sometimes, it's almost always some form of service to humanity because inspiration is a service, healing is a service, teaching is a service. So what form that takes can be they don't want to tell me what your soul's purpose is. That's your job to find it. And you know what? Just about every single time I've asked the Akashic Records Masters about a soul's purpose, I get that. I get that. Part of the job is that you have to find it for yourself. Occasionally, like I think maybe once or twice, I've been told you are whatever, and but that's been so rare. So 99 times out of 100, light worker, that's something that you have to figure out. And I can tell you how, because that's universal too, is follow your heart. What brings you joy? Because what makes you feel really awesome and gets the chills going up the back of your head, that's going to be part of your soul purpose. And it doesn't matter if it changes, because you go to one and you follow, and then you follow, and then you keep following that which makes your heart sing. And that will bring you, that will be your soul's purpose. And by heart, I mean soul, because I'm using heart as your inner self, your higher self, your soul. Heart is my shortcut word for that. Oh, Harley, you're working so hard, honey. Yeah, classified information. It's not so much classified information. Diane just made a funny comment. She says the masters are like classified information. It's not so much that it's classified information. It's that it's information that you have to figure it out. Like part of your development, part of your growth is figuring it out and learning what it might be. There's important growth in that. And yeah. Harley, Harley, I have your question starred. You don't have to keep trying, okay? Relax. You're working way too hard. Oh, it's okay. It's all right. Don't worry. I have your question starred. You're next. Relax. Yeah, and yeah, I told you, I started your question. You're next. It's okay. You don't have to keep. What is it? What is it you want? What are you trying to tell me? Is it time to get on my lap? You're tired of this sitting on my shoulder? Are your feet hurting? She has arthritis in her feet, poor thing. So she likes to just sit in my lap because she doesn't have to perch. She just sit. So she's 20 years old. So, she can be grumpy. And I will spoil her. Yeah, another almond. Of course, the almonds come all the time. She loves being here. You guys think it's because of all the spirit and everything that's floating around. Nah, it's because Mama feeds her almonds. It's very much more... Diane, you just said something really interesting, and I'm going to put it up. I really appreciate your comments, Diane. Well, everybody's comments, of course, but sometimes Diane just boggles my mind. We feel a sense of accomplishment when we figure some things on our own. We do. And it's not just that, it's that we build trust with spirit. We build trust with our guides. We learn to trust our guides. We learn to trust our intuitions. We learn to trust our souls and ourselves. And it helps us stay connected with our being, with our own beings, with our own higher selves. So yeah, thanks for that comment, Diane. That was no, Harley, honey, you're next. It's okay. I get it. It can be really frustrating. I mean, I know how frustrating Nightbot can be from both ends, both as a chatter and as an administrator. However, it's free, and now that I have some clue how it works pretty well. And since half the time my eyes are closed, there's no way I can keep track of the questions. Okay. I've seen myself dressed like a native, all in white on a horse with a bird, a male native dressed the same with me. Okay, I think I've seen that painting. And so let me go back to what you've written before, and see what see what else you said. Hang on. Okay. And so what's your question? Okay. I get it, Harley, but honey, what's your question? You see yourself like that? Oh, thank you, Jackie. Gosh, you're so sweet. Harley, Harley, there's no question there. Okay, you see yourself, you have a vision of yourself with another, as an Indigenous person, with another Indigenous male with a horse and a bird, on a horse with a bird. Okay. Are you asking me to confirm that for you? Are you asking that I look into that life? Okay, I'm going to leave your question for a minute to let you figure out. But don't worry, I'll come back to you. Don't worry, Harley. I just need some more details. Like, you need to be a little more precise about what you're asking, because yeah, probably a confirmation. That's what I'm getting too, but that's what I'm guessing. But I'm going to leave your question. Okay, so when I say I've starred your question, that puts it into a separate list. So I have all these questions. It's different from Nightbot. And Aaron, you're funny. It just puts them into a list separately, okay? But you're the only one on that list. There's a Nightbot list and there's the starred list. So, oh, here she is. Is it part of the past, or does he have a message? It's funny, I can see exactly what you're describing. I swear to God, I've seen that photo or that painting or something. And the bird's a falcon or an eagle or something like that. Yeah, not as pretty as you. That's right, Wanda. That's right. That is a past life. Somewhere in like Wyoming, Oklahoma, in there. Well, in there. Because I see some weird stuff, scrubby land, not quite desert, but really not arable, like prairie. But there's rock things sticking up. So kind of like the Badlands, I guess. And a long time ago, pre-contact. So before the wagons started heading west, 1700s or something. You guys, your tribe had heard about these people that had landed far away, but you know, you'd heard about this. It's a nice life. It's a nice life until there is the occasional skirmishes with other tribes in the area over hunting, and I mean, people, break their legs and get infections and die and stuff like that. I mean, like the life of a hunter-gatherer, a nomadic hunter-gatherer, is harsh. Your shaman, you are not a shaman, but the shaman of your tribe is doing most of the healing, has visions about these strange people that are coming to you from the east, and is trying to warn you, but doesn't have the words. He doesn't have the words to tell you how to protect, because there's not really any way of protecting yourselves. So he just keeps banging on about teaching the children all the stories and the songs, and never letting that go, and how important it is, because he figures that's the only way that the tribal identity will survive. Yeah, that was your life. Maybe the 1500s, I guess. Yeah. No, there's no message. It's just a vision that you have of a past life. So I hope that was helpful, Harley. And thanks for being so patient. What am I doing? Oh yeah, next. Wow, we're already at 2:30. Okay, I'm gonna have to bust my butt to get 10 questions done by 3. Honestly, let's just give up, Linda. Like, you're never gonna have an hour-long show. Just call it an hour and a half and live with that. The next person is Addie, and she wants to know, or they, I beg your pardon, want to know, is there anything that should be completed in this life? Well, I kind of get what you're going for. Like, have I got your soul contract that I still have to, is there anything left in my soul contract that I have to complete in this life? Liz, you got an acknowledgement. Sorry, just a second there, Addie. Liz, you got an acknowledgement from Nightbot. And what I'll do is I will, who are the next 10 people in the queue? And that should give me next 7 person. So there's 7 people in the queue. So that means, oh yeah, because I answered 3 questions. Imelda, Diane, Lisa, Leah, Aaron, CJ, and Harley. So your question didn't make it to the queue, Liz. If you will, there's still room. If you type !join, no space. It has to be like !join, and then your question right afterwards, in the same on the same line, right after the join, !join space question. Okay, because there's still room in the queue. Okay, Addie, soul contract. I'm hearing that there's no such thing as a completed soul contract. Oh God, it sounds like my grade 8 English teacher. Okay. Give me a little more information than that. Come on. Because there's side quests. Okay, like it's been at least 40 years since I played D&D, and now I'm getting side quests. All right. Oh. It depends on what your contract, because there's parts of your contract, like, okay, there's real specific parts of your contract, like I will marry so-and-so, and we will raise this family to all that, like real specific, minute, detailed stuff. I will get a job at this and this place and work for that person. And you work that out before you come here with everybody else involved. So it's like contracts between all of you, your boss, your husband, or your wife, your spouse, your children. You work all of that out before you get here. Okay. Your parents. And so once you've married them, that or once they're born, or once you're born, that's not the end of the contract, right? Because you have a relationship throughout your life with them, even if it's as ex-spouses. So in that sense, the contracts are never completed until you pass on to the next world. And there may be other specific things within each contract that, I will be a really mean person to you, and you will this, and, and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, however, even if the specific individual contracts that you have made are largely fulfilled, there's still growth, spiritual growth, and contracts with yourself for growing and nurturing yourself that don't really have an end date. They don't end. Okay. As a soul, I mean, you can understand that. Ouch. So a contract, I'm not sure that you know what, Addie? I'm getting really unclear stuff from the masters on this, or I'm just too dumb or too disconnected to recognize what they're trying to tell me. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So here's the message. Live your life. Live your life with an open heart and joy. Connect with the people around you as genuinely and authentically and lovingly as you possibly can. Offer your service. Don't worry about contract this and contract that, and did I fulfill this, and what about paragraph 2, subsection B? Don't worry about that. That's for that life. That's for your soul to worry about. What you want to do is you want to follow your soul's direction in your life. So connect with your soul, connect with your guides, and receive the inspiration that they give you. Inspiration's all around you. You just have to receive it. Follow your heart. Follow your soul's inspiration. Follow your joy. Because nobody at the end of it all, or at the end of our lives, when we pass through the pearly gates, I always love that image. Nobody's going to be saying, "What about paragraph 2, subsection B?" Nobody's going to be saying that. This isn't that kind of a life. This isn't that kind of an exercise. Relax, Addie. Nobody's going to be. It does. That's not how it works in the next life, in your spiritual life. And once you leave this world, that's not how it works. Nobody's going to be holding your feet to the fire and scolding you and stuff like that. That you left something undone. Follow your heart. That's all you have to do is be happy. Honestly, be joyful. Follow your heart. Welcome, Addie. Okay, so Liz has a question that she's having trouble getting set. So you guys remember to have. Oh, hi, Gerald. Look at that. Oh, hi, Gerald. Remember, exclamation mark, join, space, your question. I was just saying, Gerald, that I was going to steal your idea and get cards and just put them up in front of my face and say, this is how to ask a question. There's still room in the queue. Oh, hey, you want to come up? Sure. Invite guest. Hang on, just give me a moment here. There's your link. I thought it was easier than trying to send it by email. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have done that, but whatever. I don't really care. Oh, Gerald, as if you had to ask. Okay, so that was Addie. And Leah, you're starting a question, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Okay, it's Imelda. Next is Imelda. And Liz, I will answer. I'll get to your question at the end. Inspiration. Oh, here's Gerald. I'm going to add you to the stage, Gerald. Take a deep breath. So happy to see you. Hi. That was an awesome show with Deborah Zachow this morning.
It really was.
Really fascinating.
It really was. Do you want me to go in and remove that the link to the StreamYard, or do you want to invite people on?
I never thought of that. Okay, so there's, you know what? I bet you I can pin that. Hold on for a second. Put user in timeout. Ban user. Delete comment. No. I don't know how to pin it.
You have to do it in YouTube.
Okay, then.
So there you go.
Let me put my.
Hi, everybody.
Good my up closest glasses.
Your up closest glasses.
I know. It's because I'm old. I need 3 pairs of glasses to read up
Stop it.
close.
You're not old.
Jeez, what am I going to do now? I don't have any excuses.
Because you're temperamental, maybe?
Well, there is that. Yeah. Okay. So how do I do that? I'm here in YouTube. How do I pin it in YouTube?
Hover over.
Oh, got it. Never mind. Here we are. Message is now pinned. So anybody who wants to join us,
Yay.
temperamental me.
Temperamental you.
That's such a nicer way of saying it than dramatic.
Yeah.
Okay, Imelda wanted to know. She wanted to get a message. Imelda, I single-handedly, just on my own, I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you inspiration. Okay. I don't know why I was inspired to tell you that it's inspiration that you're going to, that this message is inspiration. Imelda, you need more fun. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. When was the last time you had a good belly laugh? Like 6 months ago. Yeah. Joy, you need to have some fun. You need to play. You need to look around and not just like, what do I have to do next? Oh, I have to wash the floor. Oh, I have to do the dishes. Oh, the laundry is beeping. I have to go and fold the clothes. Yeah. That's all still going to be there in an hour, tomorrow, the next day. You need to feed your heart with joy. You need to go out and have some fun. Turn up the radio and listen to some loud music, sing, dance around the house, go out for a long walk in a nice park. But you need to have some fun, girl. Watch, I don't know, Groucho Marx Brothers movies, because they're always hilarious, or Monty Python, or anything that makes you laugh. Laugh. You need some more fun in your life. That's your inspiration, Merelda. Sorry. Who's Merelda?
You just made somebody up.
I just made somebody up. And maybe this message is for somebody else too. Okay, Imelda, I do know who you are. And this message is for you. Go have some fun. Okay. Thank you, mods. You guys are so patient with the questions. Thank you so much, Jackie. Yes, look at the banner. For people who want to ask a question, type ! join space. Then see, this is, I love this, man. I got to steal that. I'm going to do that.
I give it to you with the blessing. I do not have a copyright on, on these.
Yeah, no, I have to go and maybe I'll knit one out. Diane says she thinks I mixed up Mirella and Imelda. Yeah, Mirella is another one who needs to have more fun. I'm pretty sure that might have happened. Okay, and I see your question, T. Lynn. And you are max length of your user. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to put you into the starred list for later. Don't bother retyping it. Okay. And I'm going to close the queue because.
You go. Yeah.
Yeah. Queue is now closed. Questions are closed. Thank you all. Stick around because we're doing a healing later.
Remove the question if you want to.
Oh,
ask
yeah. Okay, there you go. Did I not say that at the start? I think that's in the description.
I don't know. I'm just being
Probably
silly.
didn't. I probably didn't. Okay. Yes. Oh,
So
hi, Nancy. Nancy's here. Crohn's Intuition is here, and Sue Toffee, and yeah. Yes, this is all for entertainment purposes only. Neither of us are doctors or psychologists or anything professional. So if you need professional advice, seek a professional.
Look at me. I'm weaseling my way in and I'm making you do things out of order. Hashtag not sorry.
I don't care.
Okay.
Next. Okay. Imelda, I really hope that helped you, because, man, you really do need to go out and have some fun.
Oh, yay. I bring the silly out in Liz and Awe.
Yeah, you bring the silly out in me, too. Next person is, Diane G. Oh, my goodness. What past life should I know of for the highest good and for my highest good in this incarnation? Gerald, would you like to start?
Yes. I'm doing this without a deck. So, if I...
Really? Oh, that's cool.
The first impression that I got, Diane, is it was one where you were actually doing stuff with finances. You were either a banker or you were a wealthy individual who liked to give money to people without them knowing who gave it to them. So you were a benefactor, and it actually wasn't that long ago, to be honest with you. It doesn't feel that long ago.
1930s.
1930s, but it was helping for underprivileged or people who did not have access to education to get some education. It was sort of the undermining, and perhaps maybe you were like Rockefeller's or Carnegie, one of the assistants who happened to encourage certain things to come across the desk. I see this. There was a bit of sneakiness about it.
Subterfuge is the word I'm getting.
Great word. And what's beautiful about that is
working in the shadows.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have such a sense of humor.
They do. Yeah, working in the shadows in the 30s, helping people get to have you set people up for opportunities, Diane. So interesting. That also resonates for this lifetime. I still do that. See, and this is the thing. It's not. I mean, it's almost like this. The past one. That past one is a buildup of this one. It's that last one gave you some skills that you're using in this one. So, what do you got?
Pretty much. If you want to, we can. I'll keep exploring the. Wait a second here. I learned how to do this.
One of these days, I should buy a wig so I can have my hair up like that.
Why?
Because then we can match.
I'm considering shaving it down again.
Hey, there you go.
Because Nancy's bird. Well, Nancy says my Agador is going crazy listening to your birds, Linda. good, because that's just turnabout is fair play. Because when mine hear yours, they're talking back and they're going, whoa, 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 whoa. That's
Yeah.
funny. They talk back to themselves when they hear me playing back something that they've been in. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. It's fun. It's interesting.
It's a really beautiful blend, Diane. What's going on?
Yeah.
There's this interconnectedness, and it's quite nice. It's sort of like a spiral thing, like a twisting of
Like a
thread.
helix, a
Yeah,
DNA
like a
helix.
helix. Yeah, like a helix. So
Yeah. With the ladders. And Diane says, so I can tap on my past life fella for my investments and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. You got the power. The scene, the image that I had while Gerald was talking was like Dust Bowl and this family that was about to lose, well, was about to lose everything, and somehow you saved their butts at the last minute.
mhm.
Um, they, to this day, it's a miracle in like in that family that farm was saved, and they don't know how it all happened.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing you did, was just sort of working in the shadows.
Mhm.
Damn, they're funny. Um, to help people for their benefit, for their uh, I want to say salvation, but not in the Christian sense, not in the, saved to go to heaven, just
Yeah.
saved to survive.
Mhm.
Ah,
'Cause
that's
you
great.
yeah, you seem to have an understanding of the generational influences that you were providing, the
Yeah,
generational opportunities. You knew that one simple thing would have a lasting ripple effect.
yeah.
So,
So the opposite of generational trauma.
yes,
Uh,
this would be generational glimmers.
yeah, yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Um, wow. Okay. Okay. So I hope that gave you some clarity, Diane.
Yeah.
That was a very interesting read for me, anyway. Next person is Lisa Niedermeyer, and she says, I was told I was a gypsy during Celtic times. What did I do? For example, cards. Okay, well, do you want to go first, Gerald?
Well, I got a strong hit that you were the curse provider. And curse is a strong word. You removed blockages. So is how it actually feels, because my symbols in the records are, when I connect it to you, they're actually separating and they're giving some distance. So you allowed that to happen. I mean, cards are just a tool, but
See, I'm looking for some historical context here in the records, because gypsies come from northern India, like that's the genetic and
mhm,
linguistic background. They originate, and the word gypsy comes from uh, Egypt, because people thought they were from Egypt, um, but they weren't. They were from way farther away than that.
yeah,
And the Magi were from northern India.
Mhm.
At least two of them were from northern India. And I'm getting now the Druids pretty much went underground and then faded out of existence after the Roman invasion, because the Romans went after the Druids and finally just, wiped them out eventually. And also wiped out most of them, and then the rest just sort of, it all kind of faded away into history. So there's an island, and I don't know, maybe not, it's not Iona, because I don't think Iona was Druid, but I see you, Lisa, on teaching as a gypsy, like as an emissary from I see you teaching. I guess they're Druids.
It's almost like there's an exchange of
teaching and learning.
There's a cultural exchange.
Yeah. You live there for years. You live there for like 10 years. And the whole time you're learning and you're teaching, and you're learning and you're teaching, and then off you go to somewhere else where you can spend time learning and teaching. And that was your whole life. You wrote a lot. And I'm not sure if any of those books still exist, if any of those writings still exist.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden. I get hidden.
Yeah, it was an oral tradition, wasn't it? Is how I'm hearing it.
It was for the Druids, but not so much for the gypsies, or at least not this guy, not this gypsy.
Mm-hmm.
I see him writing.
Ah, so a record keeper per se.
Yeah.
Like to actually see the results of the work.
Yeah, he's oh, sorry. He spends his entire life going from holy place to holy place and teaching and learning whatever he can in each place. And he is keeping a record. And he has these scrolls that he packs around from one place to another. And they're hidden. I mean, they I believe they might still be found. They might still be found, maybe. They're not destroyed. They're not like burned or rotten or anything. Yeah. That's what you did.
And Lisa was asking, is that a type of healing that I talked about? Not particularly. It was especially, this idea of clearing the way. It's clearing the path. It's removing obstacles, removing challenges.
Yeah.
So it was not specifically related to healing of individuals. It was more of an environmental thing. And
yeah, that was it was the work you were doing was I think mostly on the spiritual Akashic records.
Yeah, but they didn't call it that. They called it something else, and I can't get what they called it.
Yeah, I don't know what they called it either. but the level that you were doing the healing on was on a spiritual level. It wasn't like somebody comes to you with, the bloody flux or a broken leg or something.
Yeah.
It was it was done on a spiritual level, sort of almost shamanic.
Mm. Sort of like trying to unweave karma.
Yeah. So definitely on the quantum field scale.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Hmm. I've never done anything on the quantum field. Have you?
No, I don't even know what that is. What are you talking about?
I have no idea.
I never took physics. Oh well, that's a lie. I did. I took it in grade 11. Um, Oddly enough, I think it was to avoid a class I really didn't want to take because
Yeah, I totally understand that.
I took Latin to avoid home ec. In
There you
grade
go.
9. Yeah, I did. I totally did. Okay. Um, the Druids were not scribes, Harley. They did not write anything down. Their tradition, as Gerald said, was completely oral, stories and songs. The bards, okay,
Yep.
Celtic bards, yeah, they were started out as Druids. And then as the Druids died away, well, the bards remained, but their connection was lost. So yeah, no, they weren't scribes at all. That whole scribe tradition was Egyptian, Indian, not uh, not not Druids. Yeah, the Celts were not. They did do a lot in art, with, um, but yeah, no, they weren't. They weren't writers.
Yeah, the mysteries remained oral mysteries.
Well, that was interesting.
How you holding up? Is it okay that I joined you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Okay, so next we have Leah wants to ask the records how to make her dream come true to be of service. Well, Leah, can I just offer you just personally, okay, this is from me. This is not a message from anybody special. You want to be really careful what you wish for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You were sharing that earlier today during my life.
Yeah, and that's twice now. Twice in the same day, I'm telling people to be careful what you wish for, because you don't know what might end up happening. I sent up, after I finished that, like last year, after I finished the psychic mediumship course with Kevin and Stouffer, and I was doing a lot of reading, and I just had a very had a really good meditation, and in the middle of it, I was saying to my guides, like, I know I'm 70 years old, but I'm not totally decrepit. I can still be useful. Please find a way for me to be of service. 4 days later, we get the notice under the door that our rent's going to go up by 40%. And I found myself leading a tenant rebellion, and being in the media, all over the media for like a month. And yeah, so that was unusual. And then I took the course with Val and found myself reading the Akashic records.
Mm-hmm.
Then, well, even before that, actually, because I started reading the records from a book. I learned to speak English from a book. And then I found myself with a YouTube channel. So your idea of service, throw it out the window. And Gerald, go ahead, your turn. I'll say more after.
Well, Leah, you're already being of service.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm I'm noticing the records, and all of the service symbols are showing up for me. I
Yeah.
mean, are you I mean,
Like service doesn't have to be anything like fabulous, like out there that, oh, this is service. It can be just living a quiet life.
I guess I'm wondering, Leah, it is important for you to understand. Okay, so may I ask the records how to make my dream come true to be of service? I think it is important for you to understand what you mean by being of, uh, to come true to be of service. What does that look like for you?
She says, feed the homeless or the seniors, or you can come cook at my place any day, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So then, and part of that is, like goal setting, because service is a lot of, I mean, that feeding the homeless or seniors, um they need people to do lots of things to help make that happen. Are you wanting to be behind the counter and handing the food out, or delivering the food? And yeah, she would spoil the hell out of you.
Oh,
But also remember, Leah, people have to get them ingredients to the facility. So there's ingredients, there's getting, transportation to get things to the
there's
facility.
the giant pots.
There's the giant pots. There's, okay, so you want to actually be cooking it and doing that. Um, okay. I think there's been opportunities for you to be able to do that. And what's the,
Meals on Wheels in I don't know where you are, Leah, but in Canada we have Meals on Wheels, and um, and so you can all of that you're talking about, like step that Gerald is talking about, is stuff that requires funding.
mhm,
Okay, because you got to buy them,
yeah.
and so um there's all kinds of volunteer opportunities. If I mean, clearly, I don't know, you're probably not in a position to fund any of this. So think about volunteering for places like Meals on Wheels, um, um, and there are community centers here in the Lower Mainland in Vancouver, British Columbia. There are community centers that have set up kitchens. I'm thinking of one particularly in Vancouver itself, where um, particularly single mothers can come and food prep for the week, and they show you how to do it, and you do it as a group, and how to prepare nutritious meals for a family of 3 or 4 for a week,
Mhm.
and yeah. Um, check out those avenues, um, because what I'm getting from the records, immediately when I saw your question, was you already are of service.
Yeah.
It was not it was like, why are you asking us this question? um, Catered dinners for low cost, not for profit. um, that you can do that on your own. You can on your own. How would you do that on your own? You wouldn't necessarily need to be part of any organization, but you would have to put up flyers and say, dinner at the church hall, or dinner in the lobby, or whatever. Like that would require quite a bit of coordination, but yeah.
I think part of what I'm hearing, Leah, is, um, okay, you want to do this, you have something specific in mind. start applying for opportunities to do it. Treat it like it was a job. Find the organizations that are doing that. And a lot of these organizations have difficulties just in general.
Yeah.
So part of it is I mean, when you're doing that, um, it's not all rainbows and fairy tales. It's there are some struggles because there's lots of, when you get funding. I know in the United States, people who have funding for stuff like this, they are required to do very specific things to ensure that they have the proper funding. We used to do summer lunches for kids, and we had all sorts of regulations that we had to follow, and there were lots of rules.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
so,
As soon as you get funding, that's that there are requirements that you have to follow.
yeah.
Jonathan Daly just came in. Hi, Jonathan. Glad to see you.
Compliance, yes. So I guess, Leah, part of what I am encouraging you is let go of what the ideal you think is of being of service, and get your hands dirty and actually go and hit the front lines, so to speak.
Yeah.
Show up, do the hard work, do what's needed. Say yes when people ask you if you can help out with such a thing, because it's also going to give you some experience and help you have connections.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that your dream of how you want to do it, that might be like 10 years in the future. You need to get your boots on the ground and just do it.
yeah, because you
Your
said
hands in the soup, your spoon in the soup.
yeah, because it was very much like, Linda, as you were talking, it's sort of like you remember the end goal, that's what you'd like to do,
Yeah.
but it's cutting you off. It's cutting you off from the
Yes.
steps in order to get there. And that's what I think the records are wanting you to do, because you've had some struggles before with well, I always do this and this and this and this. This may be an opportunity to start at back here and then slowly move forward and gain the experience.
World Kitchen,
So
that kind of place. Yeah. See what you can do with that volunteering first. See there are I'm getting that there are lots of ways for you to contribute around you,
of course,
that you need to look for, but you need to look for them.
yeah.
And I don't know where you begin to look for volunteer opportunities. Here in my community, we have a weekly community newspaper, and there's a column that's volunteer opportunities. They're asking for drivers, they're asking for cooks, they're asking for people to read to people.
Yeah. Say yes.
Yeah, say yes. I hope that helps, Leah. And yes, you can come over and spoil me anytime. I just don't feed me liver. That's the only thing I don't like.
Well, you've probably never had it cooked properly.
Probably.
So
I'll eat bologna too. I mean, I'm not like I'm honestly not. Well, yeah, I am kind of picky, but I'll eat what's put in front of me as long as it's not liver. Let's see. Next in the line, she says she'll bring the almonds. Yes, the insatiable Wanda and her almonds. Have I had any notable or well-known lives, past or future? Aaron. Do you want to start, Gerald, or do you want me to go first?
Well, I'm getting snarky comments. So
me too. Yeah, me too. Such a relief to hear you say that. Thank you. Because I'm just getting snarky comments like, What, you think you were the Queen of Sheba? Was what I heard.
Well, and notable how?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
yeah, ignominious, infamous.
Yeah, fan twerp worthy. I
Yeah.
don't know. No, but seriously, have you had any notable or well-known lives, past or future? I'm not at liberty to discuss the future lives. Um,
Nor am I. Don't look at me.
yeah, I mean, I can sometimes access them, but I'm not at liberty to discuss that. I have been told. Um, I mean, were you like somebody famous? Is that what you mean, Aaron? Famous by cultural standards or something like that, or just someone who was well loved in the community and someone of great fables and great stories. So, um, Aaron, what do you? I mean, are you thinking somebody famous like we would read in history books? So, because that, I mean, that's no. I'm just
No,
wondering.
this one, all of my lives have been as dull as this one. Oh, honey, dull is good. D- Honey, boring is like fabulous because there's no wars, there's no famine, there's no plague. Okay? Dull is awesome.
So, yeah, okay. There have been lifetimes I'm getting a sense of that you entered in and you had an engagement with the world around you and the environment that was invigorating for people to see it. You noticed the things that they missed. You noticed the irises when they were blooming. You put the uh, pink handkerchief in with the navy blue coat because it was exciting, and so um, I think there is the sense of wonder is what you brought with you. I'm also wondering if right now Linda's looking at me. I'm not going. Uh-oh. I'm wondering um, if it's boring or okay. You didn't say boring. You said dull. Well, then what is it about it that's dull and make it different? Is part of what I'm hearing, because I just get this sense, Aaron, you had this ability. You gave someone a cool story about a fisherman. He wasn't famous, but notable.
Oh, she's talking about that reading for Jackie a few weeks ago, where they built a monument to the fishermen, the two fishermen that perished in the storm. Um,
Oh,
that was like, I don't know, a month, maybe 2 months ago. I don't know. Um, yeah, but he was notable. Well, oh, okay. Hi, Claire. Welcome. Um,
well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Aaron in this in past life, and just start talking to Linda if you need to, because what I think Aaron did is Aaron gave these little gifts, these hand created cards, and those were things that were actually put into frames and hung on walls. The books that were passed down from one child to, from a grandparent to a child, and the stories that went along with them. The time that the um, I have this image about family members who would go on this journey, and every time they would turn this corner, they tell this story, Aaron, that you uh, of the story that you told somebody that was in a bus or public transportation, and it stuck with them, and so it was impactful that way. I don't know what you're getting, Linda, because
I'm getting that you're in the lives that you've had until now. Your sphere of influence was not one that would um, reverberate in the larger world. Your village and the people who came to your village, and that's pretty much it. So it's not like you didn't get fame and fortune for being uh, like a fabulous swordsman or scholar or anything like that. You got respect and and caring and support and esteem in the community that you lived in. But you're not in any history books that.
So she went on and posted, I just want to know what I was good at in the past, or what gave me joy or fun or a purpose.
Well, what gives you joy or fun or a purpose now, Aaron?
And I think I had mentioned is you noticed these unexpected little details. You noticed you had this wonderful sense, Aaron, of putting something unexpected together, something that was heartfelt. You, Aaron, I am curious as if you might be the person who leaves that random little card that says that somebody's beautiful or wishing somebody to have a great day. You are the random person who helps people. Look at me. I'm like, you're the random nothing. I'm looking for it.
What?
Oh, she said nothing. I'm looking for it.
You're looking for, oh, okay. So you need to connect with yourself. You need to connect with your soul and follow your heart. Follow where the joy leads you. So if it's a sunset, just sit and stare at sunsets every day for a month, or pictures of sunsets, or find something that you can connect to and feed it to yourself. Music, um, um, humor. I'm convinced that comedy is a Claire. You really, honest to God, I'm convinced that that's true. Humor, um, music, dance, painting, like start exploring that. So you're looking for it, but I mean, I hope that doesn't mean asking a question that meant, no, I didn't think there was any snark.
I didn't
No,
think
the
there's any
snark,
snark at all. And
no.
and I hope Aaron, there's this the question is as you did it, there was this really subtle level of you appreciate things and you put some beautiful things together that are unexpected. A lot of people might miss that. And
Layers.
layers, yeah, layers. And so I think what I would, even the budgies are excited. Um and part of me, Aaron, I want to encourage you to find and to notice those things, those little sparks and those little unexpected things. Because oh, here you go. Jackie said you are a cheerleader and so supportive of others, and you shine a light when you
Yeah,
come into a chat.
that's true.
Yes, and there you are the breath of fresh air. You were the breath of fresh air.
There must be that must bring you a lot of joy, Aaron, to do that. Because it wouldn't have such a great effect on others if it didn't.
Yeah.
And just because you're not in a history book doesn't mean you're not notable. And it doesn't mean that you're not valued and necessary and an important part of community. The community, I mean our community, and the community that you live in real life. um, those little thoughtful creative touches um, reach people's hearts in a very real uh, deep way. Don't discount that. Don't say, oh, it's just a card. Yeah, no, it was a lot more than that. Um, those things that you throw yourself into to do well because you're inspired to it, because you are, those inspirations come from spirit. They come from your soul. So,
Yeah.
yeah, nobody thought there was any snark there.
She can't connect with joy in this life.
Oh,
I'm
baby.
sorry. Wow.
I don't even know. Okay, so then that tells me, never mind what that tells me. What do the masters say? Aaron, have you gone to see anybody about energy healing like Reiki? And I only say Reiki because that's what I'm most familiar with. Don't anybody come at me for not mentioning, myriad others that I'm not familiar with. It's the only one that I know that I'm familiar with that I can speak to. Others are fine as well. I just don't know them. Energy healing, Aaron. Um, find yourself a Reiki healer, and and talk to them about clearing energy, because I suddenly had real difficulty breathing, and it's not my asthma. I had um, I had real difficulty breathing, and I felt a great weight on my chest. So um, that's that's energy that needs clearing and moving out. There's a um, uh, maybe it's grief or sorrow. It's a heaviness, and energy will help, and energy healings will help move that out of your. You also pray for healing. Meditate and connect to you. Just connect to the divine energy that's around you all the time. It's really easy to do. You don't need to take a specific meditation class for it. If you I'm just going to give you the quick version here. Okay, so this is how I started doing it like years ago. Okay, I imagined that there was a zipper around my head, and I could flip it open and just receive all of this wonderful white healing light through the top of my head that would come down through my entire body. I don't need to unzip my head anymore, because I discovered that there's, crown chakra does the same thing. And just allow that to fill you. And just sit quietly, filling yourself up with this, and consciously, like consciously opening up the top of your head and filling yourself up with this wonderful white divine energy. And that will help. That will help heal the move and heal that energy weighing you down and blocking you. There's definitely, it's not a past life block. It's something. I don't get anything from your past lives that are holding you back. In fact, your experiences in your past lives are what's helping you move forward. Your experiences in your past lives are what's keeping you going, because I think without that you might have thrown in the towel. The weight is so great, and so it's so hard to breathe through it. Um, Yeah, Aaron, you need some energy. You need to move that energy. Um, Meditation isn't anything fancy, like it's just sitting still and um, and allowing energy to fill you, that beautiful energy to fill you. Use the images. Um,
She did say, yes, it's odd. Even when I'm happy, I can feel a wall between me and that happiness, like a physical separation.
ah, yeah,
And
yeah, that's absolutely a block, but it's not past life.
because one of the things that she said was hoping my past was better. Your past was absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Your
I'm
current
talking
is
about your
is is
past.
it's just different. And I said I wasn't picking cards, but I did pick some cards because I'm curious about this, and I have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is well grounded, is able to make decisions. That
Sugar daddy.
it's sugar daddy, but also to make the hard decisions
Oh,
as we
yes.
go forward, because
Yeah.
there's this s- there's this thing about this idea of you have this spark of joy that's coming, and once that spark of joy shows up, it's going to help to propel you forward. That sense of you not being a wall between you and that happiness, a physical separation. It feels like the energy work could be very helpful,
Yeah.
and it's like it's almost like, all right, slough that stuff off. Talk to a counselor, an energy healer, something like that, because it's time to refresh. Is the word I'm hearing?
Yeah.
It's time to refresh.
I'm getting spring rain, Aaron.
Oh yeah. So
Liz is sending healing energy to Aaron.
Aaron, I really appreciate you asking this question. This
Yeah.
is, I mean, it's brave and it's very honest, and thank you for that. Thank
Yeah. I
you.
really admire your willingness to show up for yourself.
Hmm. Yeah, I like that too.
That's pretty awesome. I hope that helps, Aaron, and um, keep us posted, please.
Oh, she said, I'm looking forward to my sunflowers, a direction card. Well, and this is definitely the card of summer.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Aaron, thanks for being here.
Flaming sword. And thanks for that question.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so next, who do we have?
And by the way, who's ever next and would like to actually come on screen with
Oh,
us
I forgot about that. Thank you.
could be able to do that.
Yeah, anybody who okay, so it's CJ, and she wants to know if she have a past life in Egypt. If you want to come on screen, just I pinned the link to the show, so just click on it, and it will take you. It will bring you. it doesn't work very well. StreamYard doesn't enjoy working with Firefox, and so I
Chrome
hope
is
you're not
better.
using Chrome is the best with
Yeah.
with StreamYard. But whatever, just click on the link, CJ, if you want to join us. You don't have to, of course.
Yeah. Are you
Um,
still here, CJ? You're welcome, Aaron.
yeah, Aaron, you're very welcome. Thank you. No, Liz, your question is going to be coming at the end, because I had to put you, well, not at the end, but you're the. It'll be probably, I don't know how many people are left. Why don't I find out?
CJ is here.
Good.
Limited capabilities. Great.
Okay, that's all right. That's fine, CJ.
And you can skip my question. No, can't do screen right now. No
Okay, that's
worries,
fine.
CJ.
That's fine. Okay, so
Harley, skip me,
yeah,
and then do Liz and all.
yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so Harley, we already answered your question. Uh,
So then Liz and all is next.
so then Liz, you're next. And after Liz is T. Lynn, who wanted to know about her Uncle Chester. So, oh, CJ, I'm sorry. Did I have a past life in Egypt? You want to go, Gerald?
I'm trying to connect in
Yeah, me too.
because I sort of framed it. I framed it in the sense is there a past life in Egypt that is impacting this life?
Oh, you're good. I'm just asking about a life. I don't care if it impacts.
So
I should have. Okay. Well, that's an interesting variation. I'll have to keep that in mind because
well, tell me not to do it. I mean, it's fine.
no, you do what you want. I mean, I'm not here to give you rules. Jeez.
Please give me rules so that I can break them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not that stupid.
Okay, so CJ, what I'm feeling is there is influencing this life is some sort of not Egyptian per se, but a culture that worked with the Egyptians. Um, I don't know if it was trade or something along those lines, but because what I'm sensing is let's say Egypt is here, you were actually here, you
I
were on
got
the outside.
Libya.
Where'd you get
Libya.
Libya? Okay, and you were creative and intelligent, and you were always curious about what was happening in the ways that they in the writings, because it's a very curious thing. It was one of those things, CJ, that you were very interested, and you wanted to know more. But yeah, that's primarily what I have for you, CJ. I would say it's close by. It's tangential. I had a dream I was wearing an ankh. About wearing about I was wearing about
She was wearing an
yeah,
ankh.
which actually makes sense because
Perfect
if you
sense.
were doing some trade or commerce, that would have been a gift, and it would to help build the relationship. So you were wearing an ankh. That that makes sense.
I don't really have anything to add to that. You, I see a little boy, and your father is a priest in your community.
Mm.
And you are extremely curious about the secret stuff that the priests do. And you spy on them. And you do it for a long time, but you get caught eventually.
It's almost like you wanted to be an exchange student so you could learn the secrets in Egypt.
Yeah.
And that wasn't allowed to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. You managed to, because they were talking. Oh, because there was like diplomatic stuff going on between the priests in Egypt and the ones that were in this temple in Libya. And they, and you spied on them. I'm not sure how. Well, little kids, but behind doors. I mean, stuck in.
Well, yeah, and little kids go unnoticed, especially quiet ones.
Yeah. So that made you very curious about Egypt, and you decided that you wanted to go there and you wanted to study. And your father arranged for you. This is when you're older. This is when you're like 12, 13. Your father arranges for you to participate in a trade delegation, and thus begins your career as a merchant. Which kind of disappointed your father, because I think he thought that you were going to, he thought you were going to follow him in service to the temple, and he was kind of disappointed that you decided to take the merchant route, but you wanted the freedom of being able to come and go as you pleased.
Yeah. Also, do you get the feeling that CJ might have, as the boy snuck onto a some trade people taking a trip, sort of snuck in where they wouldn't have been and got the first day out?
The story that I got from the masters is that it wasn't sneaking off at all. That this was an arranged trade delegation, and that he went with his father's blessing. Somehow his father got him on there to go to the temple, Karnak, to go to Egypt and study at a temple with the priests there. This was all set up. He didn't have to sneak onto anything, although he did a lot of sneaking. There was a lot of subterfuge.
Yeah. What a great word.
I know. I love it. Sorry, there's a comment. Yeah. Yeah, CJ, not Egypt directly, but connection with Egypt and trade with Egypt and living in Egypt and studying there.
Yeah.
But you yourself were from Libya.
Nice.
I hope that helps. Okay, so we're down to, oh, great. We're 2 hours in here. Liz, you're next. Yellowbird hung out my window. Felt it was trying to give me a message.
Bless you.
Thank you. Liz, you want to come up? The link is pinned at the top of the chat. So if you want to come and join us, you're welcome to.
Meanwhile, everybody, please make sure you like and subscribe.
Yes, please. Oh, I'm
Oh,
at 243 subscribers. We're getting really close to 250. I expect to get there within a week or so. And
woohoo.
a free reading will be given. I'll do a special show. It won't be on my regular Thursday show. It'll be a special show um, for the giveaway.
Nice.
An hour reading.
An hour reading. Cool.
And Gerald will be back next week. What are you up to, Gerald?
Um, as much havoc as I can. I mean, I have a lot of things coming up, so like and subscribe. I've got a
Yes. Like and
um
subscribe to Gerald.
yeah, I've got a show. Real Psychics of YouTube is happening on
Hilarious.
Saturday.
I love
I've
that
got
show. It's
like
hilarious.
4 or 5 shows on Monday, including one with Kaylee Fogo Pogo or Woo Woo Wonderment. We're talking about kitchen witchery. There's the
Oh,
Mystic Four, so got to laugh and learn. So it's cool. Very rare sighting. Hung out. Look, okay. Yellow birds. Very rare sighting. Hung out in. Was not a pet. Could not understand.
not a pet. Okay. You go ahead, Gerald. I'm still tuning in.
I am. I think this yellow bird is trying to help you point out some victories that you're having. Things that it is definitely a messenger, and the yellow is an important thing. Notice the yellow around you, Liz, for the next week or so. Um, it's it's helping you understand. Um, it wants to draw attention to these little finer points of what you have because it felt like a message. I agree with you, Liz. Definitely a message. I'm also I'm also wondering if um, it's sort of like paying attention to the little yeah, words, um, the little sparks of joy that you have and follow those along. So just see how that goes. Um, so I think Liz, it feels very much like maybe it is inspired. Oh my gosh, maybe it's having something to do with the was larger than a goldfinch, rare sighting. Liz, perhaps it relates to the reading that Deborah Zachow and I did for you earlier. And I don't know when this yellow bird hung out, and but find your joy, follow that. You've got these golden bits of wisdom, these little drops of preciousness that you need to,
Crumbs.
well, yeah, these crumbs that you need to
Crumbs to
write
follow.
down, and you need to actually get a lot of I have the Knight of Swords. Take some action, start writing, doing some stuff, and we've got a long sword right here, so long beak. But it's a very happy message to be over. I
Yeah.
mean, I keep getting it's very very happy, and I would all right. I would encourage you to maybe do some writing and put down on the paper, yard yellow beaked, yellow breasted, long beaked bird, and then just keep writing. See what comes through.
Yeah. That's excellent. That's excellent advice. I'm getting the same general stuff that Gerald is. That this is joy. This is a message of encouragement and inspiration and joy.
Mhm.
Um, crumbs that are being
Yeah.
put in front of you to follow. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I don't have a whole lot more to add than that. I think that's an excellent idea to just sit and write because I think you can channel. And so just sit and write about that bird and see what happens because he was definitely a messenger.
Said, felt joy as I looked, was trying to listen to him. He was looking in my window.
Yeah. Oh
There's a
yeah.
lot of different ways you can go with that.
Yeah. He had stuff to tell you.
Yeah. And I would encourage you to write and to just write and see what happens and go
Yeah.
with it. Because
Yeah. Because you got the message.
yeah.
You're not consciously like you're not consciously speaking the message or consciously aware of the message, but you have it.
Yep. It's
It
in there.
was transmitted to you. You have
Yep.
your soul has it for sure. Your soul has it. I'm absolutely 100% certain about that. So, so the message is one that you have to figure out. Ah, yes, of course. Thank you, Masters. So, write. Just write it.
Yep.
That,
Write what do you think the message was?
yeah. You definitely received something from him.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty nice.
Yeah. I hope that helps, Liz. Have fun with I hope you have lots of writing paper. I have a suspicion that there's going to be a lot. It's just my wild ass guess. Yeah, Liz. I don't know how many times people have to tell you to sit down and write. Hi, Moira. Welcome. Painted bunting showed up in her yard a couple of years ago in Canada, well outside of his territory. Local birders went bonkers. Yeah, they would. His message is, be prepared for the unexpected. That's what that is. Okay. Now, T. Lynn wants to know about a previous life with Uncle Chester, who was lost at sea 20 years before she was born. And where did his wife go after he passed? Well, I've done a lot of genealogical studies, and I can give you some hints to find out exactly where his wife went after he passed. The first is to go to military records. I'm guessing if it was July 1942, this was it was connected with the military. And the second place is city directories from where they were living and censuses. There's tons and tons of information. Also, I think you're American. 90% of the people on here are. So the what's it called? State archives will have his death record. Okay, lost at sea. There still would have been some kind of a reporting of it with the address he was living at when he was lost at sea, and then you can track that. How long his wife lived there after he passed, that from city directories and so on, all of which are also available at state archives and libraries. And there's, I think, also historical societies and stuff like that. So there's lots of ways of actually tracking him down because it's just 1942 and well documented. So, but you want to know about a previous life. Okay. Merchant Marine and only married about 2 months, never found a death record. Oh, maybe she never did have. There would have been something in the Merchant Marine wasn't military though, was it?
I don't think so, but you might also be able to follow his wife too. That might be a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, there's also the death in the Social Security death index because but I'm not sure that it existed in 1942. But his wife might be on it. Anyway, okay. You want to know if you had a previous life with him and why? Mhm. Okay. I'm still connecting, so if you want to go.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm yeah, I think depending upon which version of past lives you go with, yeah, we're always spending time with people in groups that we've had. So, and you may have actually been a shipmate rather than a relative. Um, I don't have I don't have any idea about his wife. But I don't know if I don't think you were related. I think you know may have been on the ship with him is more how it feels to me rather than a a familiar. I don't think it was a family type of thing.
Brothers in arms.
Brothers in arms, yeah, yeah.
I get a strong brotherly relationship, even though even though they're not genetically related.
Mm-hmm. T. Lynn said, no merchant marines not recognized by military. Couldn't locate a marriage record, so don't know her maiden name. Hope she remarried and had a good life.
This is the kind of genealogical puzzle I freaking love. Okay.
I thought that might be what's going on. Yeah. Hmm.
Um, yeah. Um, if you know that much, then I'm sure you've been on FamilySearch.org, T-Lynn. Um, yeah, you've had actually, I'm getting several lifetimes together, always as companions.
Hmm.
Oh, well, this is cool. I'm seeing a Crusader lifetime, like 1140. Does that ring any bells? um, which would have been, I don't know, the first or the second crusade to Jerusalem to retake it for the Christians.
Hmm.
Like we started messing with the Middle East so long ago. Um, you are the squire to Uncle Chester, who is the knight. Um, and I see this long train, this caravan of knights and squires and uh, knights with like big wagons behind them holding all of their stuff and tents and armor and clothing and everything there, uh, spare saddles. And oh man, like, yeah. And you travel with him across Europe. Yeah, northern Italy, I guess. Northern Italy, maybe northern France. I'm not sure. Anyway, up near the Alps, down at a walk. It takes like the better part of a year to get down to the Middle East, to get down to Jerusalem where you're going to fight. And there's people dying all the time along the way, of course, because of bad water and bad food and bad planning.
Bad planning. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was one life with him. You survived. He survived. He didn't want to go back. because neither of you wanted to face the 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 whole trauma of having to, trudge back across the
Oh yeah.
3,000 miles and most of a year because you weren't sure you'd be able to make it. He'd been wounded, and so had you, and you weren't sure that you'd be able to make it. Even though you'd healed from your wounds, it had debilitated each of you enough that you just decided. But he wasn't married. Like, he didn't leave behind a wife and a family or anything. He was very young. He was like 21 or 22, and you were around the same age. So you stayed. Yeah, that's what I got.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. Has anybody told you recently you're very good at this?
What? Me?
Has anybody
Oh,
told
thank
you
you.
that you're very good at this?
Thank you. No, I
Okay.
just,
You're
thank you.
very good at this. You're very good at this.
Oh, thank you.
And I mean that. I mean, it's like, wow. Like, dang, people.
I really enjoy looking at past lives, particularly. It's it's fascinating for me. It's just fascinating. I love doing it. Keelan says merchant marines were not recognized by the military. She couldn't locate a marriage record, so she doesn't know the maiden name. Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Hope she remarried and had a good life. Well, they may have just been shacked up and just told people they were married, because people did that. Ask me how I know.
That's for the after show.
Oh, wait till I tell you. Okay. Merchant Marines was not just the UK, Moira. Canada had a merchant marine service, and still, I don't think they still do, but it was UK and the US and Canada, and I believe Australia had a merchant marine as well, but you'd have to ask an Australian for that. Because that's just off the top of my head, and I never had to research Australia, so I don't really know. I just know Canada and Britain and the US. So,
wow.
So I hope that helped you, Lynn, and I hope that. Where did his wife go? Yeah, that's gonna bug me. Okay, that's just gonna bug. That's gonna bug the hell out of me.
4 o'clock in the morning next week. It's going to show up.
She's not still alive. I can tell you that much. She's not still alive, but she passed within the past like 10, maybe 15 years, like recently enough. So yeah, I love working with you, Gerald. This is always so much fun. Nice. You make me better.
Aw.
And okay, so now we're going to do the healing. And ouch.
Is that Wanda?
Yeah, she's
okay. I was just like
ouch. Yeah, she's sitting in my lap, peacefully chewing my arm. I mean, it's okay if she chews it, because she doesn't bite very hard, but she's biting the same spot.
Oh yeah.
And eventually it hurts. Here, have a nail file. Chew on that. Ship carrying. Listen to this, Gerald. His ship carrying vehicles and fuel to Murmansk survived, but the return trip convoy veered into a British minefield. He was just 34. Oh.
Wow.
Well, the British might have some information.
They might.
If it was a British minefield, and I know about the fleets to Murmansk. Murmansk. But I'm sorry, it just fell out of my face. Yeah. Okay, all right. Ouch.
Do you want to remove T. Lynn's comment?
Oops, sorry, I thought I did. I guess not. Sorry. Call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and Gabriel, and Sariel to clear and heal all of those who are here and all of those who are going to watch in the future, to heal them from the negative energies, to heal them from all griefs and sorrows and burdens and blocks through all timelines, in their past lives, in their current and future lives, in every cell of their beings. Bring healing light and joy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What did I do with my notebook? I'm going to close the records. I would like to close by thanking the light for the truth. I would like to close by thanking the light for the healing energy. And I would like to close by thanking the light for the guidance and compassion towards our soul's purpose. And with this, we lock the record of this group and those who will watch in the future. The records are now closed. Don't cry, people. Gerald will be back next week.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me join you today.
Oh, are you kidding? I would never say. I want to say I'm never going to say no to you, but that's probably not something you want. I want to say publicly. So, ouch. I hope you guys. Well, I mean, I hope you had a good time, but better than that, I hope you found some healing and some inspiration and some measure of peace and calm in this incredibly turbulent world.
So true.
Thank you so much, Gerald, for joining me. This was such a nice surprise. It's like my birthday.
Wonderful being here. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Like and subscribe.
Yep. You got to do it.
And we'll see you all for sure next week. Oh, I'm going to be on always there. Akashic Adventures on Tuesday.
Okay. You froze for a second. You're frozen.
The Akashic Adventures on Tuesday with Viviani and Diane.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back here with Wanda and the flight attendants next Thursday. So we'll see you all here.
Bye, everybody.
I'm so grateful to have you. Bye.
Bye-bye.